Hello and welcome to Tabletop Magpie. I'm Lee and today we're opening up Mutant Year Zero Zone Wars Skirmish Mayhem in the Mutant Year Zero universe. This is an introductory set to the Free League Publishing skirmish game of their popular Mutant Year Zero role-playing game. Within this box we get 10 high quality miniatures. The miniatures delivered with a sun-drop coat of paint. We'll have a look at that in a few moments and see what that actually means. 83 playing cards, 105 tokens, 10 custom dice, a 3 feet by 3 feet game mat, 3 full sheets of cardboard terrain, yes, a measuring ruler and a rule book. So here we go. Lead a band of mutant stalkers into the zone and fight others to scavenge artifacts from the ancients. Stake out your claim in the post-apocalyptic wasteland or die trying. This will very likely be heavily inspired by Roadside Picnic, a classic sci-fi novel which spawned a series of other IPs such as Stalker, the video game, Stalker, the movie, this very IP we've got here, Mutant Year Zero, and all sorts of other things. If you've not read Roadside Picnic or seen the 1970s film Stalker, highly recommend you dig those out. They are absolutely fantastic. So this box I got from Wayland Games for $44.99, which is a bit of a steal when you consider how much stuff you get in here. The game itself was launched on Kickstarter last year, I think. I was a backer for a while, and then right near the end I had to pull out for various reasons. And then I basically forgot all about the system until just one day last week. The YouTube algorithm served up a video from a chap called Carl Walmsley, and he was talking about this being one of his favourite, like, sort of underrated games. I watched a few more of Carl's videos about the game and then found it at Wayland for a good price. Put an order in and it arrived the other day, so here I am unboxing my own copy of it. So massive thank you to Carl for getting this back onto my radar, and also thank you to the YouTube algorithm for actually giving me some content that I'd be interested in and not just the same 5 or 6 big content creator names. So here we go. Anyway, first off, the game mat. This feels like it's excellent quality. There's a slightly matte finish to it, though it might be picking up a bit of the daylight or the ring light here, but ultimately this feels like really good quality. It's double-sided, so there's like a wasteland on one side and a highway on the other, 2-lane highway on the other. I'm not going to open it all out, my desk isn't quite big enough, so I'm just going to keep that folded up. One thing is, so the quality of the card is, well, the paper stock is excellent, but I'm just concerned that the creases are going to be quite difficult to get out just because of how thick the mat is, but that's fine. We can worry about that another time. I mean, I've got mats, it's not an issue, but if you're buying this product straight off the shelf, there's a mat included, you can play straight away. You know, you can flatten it down for a couple of hours, put some books on it or something like that, but ultimately this box gives you everything you can play this game straight away. You literally take the shrink wrap off, open it up, pop all your tokens out, and you're good to go. Speaking of tokens, here we go. So your 2 tribes are Gen Lab Tribe and the Arc Mutant. See here, we've got a Ravenous Devourer token, which looks absolutely nightmare fuel. Yeah, that's pretty, I don't like that, that's scary. And a Razorback, so with a front arc, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing how these guys pop up in the game. Onto the cardstock terrain. Pretty decent size, pretty decent thickness of the card there. It's double-sided, as you'd expect. It's here, it's full colour, printed card. I can pop it out, build it, put it on the mat that's provided, and I'm good to go. And the third sheet, the trees remind me a little bit of the trees from BattleTech Alpha Strike. A little bit derpy, but again, they're just absolutely fine to get on the table, and it's not like, you know, scale model trees are hard to come by. And another sheet of a load of tokens here. Interested what the peace sign might mean in game, but we've got some biohazard signs there, a couple of a load of wound markers, and a measuring stick. The rule book, you could almost skip past that, like, you know, there's no, There's no amazing artwork on the front or anything like that. You just get straight in. That's your dice. That's how you measure. This is how your characters work, how your weapons work. The game round, ending the game, actions, action descriptions, little examples popped out in italics. Really good. I really like the formatting in here. The font looks really nice. The spacing looks really nice. I don't like rule books where we see like, you know, handwritten scrolls scatlight on the pages as if it's like in-world literature or in-world material. When it's actually printed in the book, it's not for me. It gives me a bit of a headache, to be honest. My poor old eyes. Scenarios. We've got a load of scenarios in the book. Scenario 1 is Throwdown. Then we have Block War, Street Fight, The Chase, where the Runner Deployment Zone. Okay, that could be quite fun. You literally just have to run from one end to the other. Fantastic. And Arc Defense for Scenario 5. And we have solo play built in as well, where each of the model type is assigned a behavior: fighter, sniper, controller, or helper. That is one thing that sold the game to me, really, the solo mode. You know, it's just, I can set this up at home on a fold-out picnic table and I'm good to go. See here the examples of the scenery, the terrain being built. What I would recommend, if you don't already know this, is get a grey, black or brown Sharpie or the marker of choice and just go over the edges that have popped out from the card, the raw edges. It just ties everything together a little bit nicer. On to the good stuff. So this the sun drop method is really just a wash and a dry brush. So we can see here that they're not painted, but we can see the details, we can see the texture, and it's quite clear that we can see who this character is. See, this guy here has got a cool chainsaw. So yeah, it's just so pre-coloured yellow plastic, a brown or sepia wash over the top, and then a probably an off-white, like sort of like a bone coloured dry brush. And these guys are good to go straight out of the box. The pre-built, they're not painted, but they are clearly identifiable as being separate factions. So I think, you know, for a starter, for an introductory product to a tabletop game, it's just really, really good. So these guys, just straight out the box, we are good to go. A little fox with a shotgun, which I think is quite amusing because foxes have a reputation for being sneaky, and he's just running around brapping people with a 12 gauge. I don't know anything about guns, I probably got that completely wrong. And there's a moose with a massive studded baseball bat. We then have the proprietary dice, good size, really good size decals on the front, so you can see these at a glance from wherever you are on the table. Actual numbers instead of pips as well, which I quite like. And then these ones as well. No idea if that'd be good in game or not, because I've not read the rulebook yet. We also have your character cards. So here's Franton. He's got a range stat of 5, a melee stat of 3. He's got a survival trait of 3. He's got 4 health, and he starts with a scrap rifle and 2 mutation cards. He has insect wings as standard, but then a random physical mutation. I really like the idea of this in the game, that every time you start, your character's got something different. I think that could be really, really fun. And then we have a load of stuff. So Danko, which is our old school diving helmet chap. Starting gear there. We have, you know, this must be stuff that you can pick up in the zone. So yeah, for an introductory product, I think this ticks pretty much all the boxes that you can have. The rulebook, obviously I've not had a proper look through it yet, but it's not massive. It looks like it flows really well. You get all your tokens, you get your pre-built miniatures, they're pre-coloured, they even have some of the details picked out, all your dice, all your cards, a mat and terrain. So, I mean, come on, $44.99, absolute bargain, and a free sachet of silica gel thrown in. I've yet to play the game. I'm going to get it out as soon as I can. Get a couple of solo games played and report back, but as it stands, I feel like it just feels like it represents really good value for money. It is literally a full game in a box. There is an expansion to it called Robotics and Psionics, where you get more scenery, more cards, 2 new factions, and away you go. That's the same price. So I got this from Wayland. Feel free to use my affiliate link down below to pick your copy up. Just fair warning, I think I got the last copy of this at weekend, so you might have to wait for it. Might have to wait for them to get a restock. So yeah, thanks for joining me. If you've stayed this far, I always put this bit in too late, but do please consider subscribing. And yeah, stay tuned. Cheers guys, bye.